Sergeant, what now?
What's up gamers, it's me Funguy here. Today we are going to talk about the news for the upcoming Battlefield 6. Now, it's still a while before that comes out, but there are a few little snippets that we can have a look at for now. And these of course give us little hints of what we might be expecting next year when they finally release the game. Now there's many different opinions on this, and this will be just simply my take on it. So that being said, please smash thumbs up button, and if you're not already subscribed, just go ahead and click the link in the bottom right hand corner of the screen to subscribe so that you can keep getting updated on the latest news and gameplays from Battlefield from me. So the first thing we can talk about is that little teaser in brackets video that was released by EA showing the soldiers running across the open field, buildings collapsing, and that lovely smiling face. What does it all mean? Oh well, they're wearing World War II gear. Oh no, we're going to have another World War II game. Boo! At the end of the day, all of this video was designed to show is that they're working on it. That's all it is intended to show, I believe. There's nothing specific in the video, just shows, look, we got large amounts of players rendered on the screen, which is a good sign. It's about time they upgraded it a little bit from 64 players, something I'd like to see. The graphics you would expect, and the building collapsing just shows they're working on the destructible environments a little bit. So all things you'd expect from Battlefield really, nothing too crazy and out there with that. So for me personally, it's not really much to get worked up about there. They're just saying, hey guys, we're working on it, see you in a few months with some more information. That is all I can really take from that. Why some of the other commentators are getting so worked up about it, I don't know. So now the costumes that those rendered characters were wearing in that little teaser thing led a lot of people to question why they were dressed in World War II uniforms. Now, the answer's pretty easy really. It's just a placeholder. Probably a lot easier to render those uniforms just to show that they're soldiers, you know. So again, that's a big nothing burger there. As far as the setting does go, we have had the community manager Jeff Braddock saying that it's going to be set in a modern setting, so hallelujah to that, I say. Can't wait for a return to modern Battlefield, though I would be interested to see what it would be like if they did a futuristic one again. I never really played Battlefield 2142, so it'd be nice to have a little go of that, but maybe in a future title. For now, modern settings, probably the easiest one to do well, I would say, so kudos to them for sticking to that, and I can't wait to get back on some modern Battlefields. So there we have the teaser and the time period, aka the setting. The next thing I want to talk about is the player count. So Battlefield as a game has always kind of been locked to the 64 player battles. Obviously they do ones that are smaller than that. Some of you may remember on the console versions of the game, before the PlayStation 4 came out, you were limited to 32 players, but obviously that's not the game's fault, that was more the limitations of the console. So now that we've seen the power of the console and PCs increase so much, I think they're trying to move the game up to the next level. Hopefully we'll see an increase to 128 players. I wouldn't really like to see much more than that because it gets a bit too chaotic. Those of you who've played the game MAG on the PlayStation 3 will know how it feels to play a 256 player battle, and it's honestly a bit too difficult to figure out what's going on at any particular time. Although they could implement a nice commander system to sort that out. But at the end of the day, whether they stick to 64 or move on to 128, either way, I'm sure they'll do it well. They've got a lot of time to work it out, so we'll see what happens on that one. Now, another bone of contention has been the EA CEO, Andrew Wilson, talking about how excited he is for the game, and some of the developers talking about how their wild and wonderful ideas are going to be coming to life. So while most of the voices in the Battlefield community are crying out in fear over these kind of phrases being uttered, I think it's just par for the course really. They're trying to sell a game. They've got to sell it to the shareholders. They've got to keep the excitement for the game up because it's going to be quite a while before the next game comes out. So of course they're going to say these kinds of things. And if you think about it, they've said these sorts of things for every single Battlefield game that's ever came out. So all they're doing is just keeping the excitement for the new game up, trying to keep your interest there. I wouldn't think too much of it. Yes, a lot of people were disappointed with the way Battlefield 5 turned out, with these sort of, if you forgive the term, woke decisions being made for the game design, and then coupling that with all of the programming mistakes they made with updates and changing the game mechanics, etc. That doesn't necessarily mean that because they say something now that they've said in the previous game that they'll make the same mistake again. It's just simply part of the marketing for these games, guys. That's all it is. So that's all the gossip and talk. What do I think about the next title? I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. I think whether they do 64 player or 128, it's going to work well either way. It's going to be a lot more Levolution, I think, again in the next one. Hopefully they'll incorporate some of the things they've got in Battlefield 5 here, aka the gunplay and the reinforcement system with the artillery and such. From Battlefield 1, hopefully they bring those lovely cinematic quality graphics. And of course, let's not forget Battlefield 4's Levolution system. As for release date, I'd sort of pen this game in for a late 2021 release. They're going to want to have the PlayStation 5 out for a while before they release. Gives them plenty of time to get it ready, to maximise what they can get out of the new consoles. So I would expect the first real juicy news on the new game to be coming out around springtime next year, I'd say. So that's all I have to say on the matter. What do you think about it? Are you excited for the next game? Are you hoping for a modern setting? Maybe you'd like to see something different, the Korean War perhaps? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I've been Funguy, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.